There's a streamer whose shore all that glitters is gold, and he's making an MMA heaven. That is right, troopers and grinders, and welcome all of you degenerates to Tank Tier List Tuesday with Hank the Tank, also known as the front man for Led Zeppelin on occasion whenever Robert Plant gets sick. But it is true, I am making a proverbial heaven, okay? I'm not saying that all these people, all these fighters are going to get into heaven instantly, or that they're worthy of it. Well, I'm implying a little bit, but I'm not saying the real heaven. I'm saying if I were to create an MMA heaven, a heaven only for MMA fighters, which fighters would Hank the Tank pick personally? And you, troopers and grinders, will have your own opportunity, because after I'm done with my top 10 picks, I'm leaving it up to you guys to fill out the rest. So I'm leaving it an open format, and we put a lot, and I mean a lot, of fighters in hell. So, you know, it only seems fair that we give the best of MMA athletes a shot at the pearly gates. So anyway, that's the concept, man. We tried it. Let's go if you're cheeking, brother. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. Hey, I only beat the one guy. It's Allah, brother. Conor McGregor. I'll see you at the top. Red Panty Night, brother. Send location, brother. Send me a Russian link. How is it going, Ali Williams? Welcome to What It Do, Skate Tank Crew. Hey, man, listen, today we are doing ta-da! Our good old MMA heaven. Yes, sir. Wait, is there a better view I can use? Probably not. That's okay. Which one do you guys prefer? I like this one because it keeps me somewhat big. But you can see it, right? You can see my screen. There is Saint Hank, in the place of Saint Peter, with my holy book, looking through the list of fighters that make it into Valhalla. And I got a murderer's row of good people that I got for this list. And it's going to be a wholesome stream, guys, for once in Hank the Tank's history of making streams on this channel as a solo artist. Finally, I'm adding a little bit of positivity to the mix. So what do you guys think? I'm killing it, right? It's beautiful. Do you recognize any names so far? Looking through my columns of fighters. I hope so, because I think the good fighters outweigh the bad. Everybody likes to focus on the drama and the fighters that are irredeemable, disgusting, putrid souls. And you know, it's always fun to give those fighters a hard time, but I feel like we don't spend enough time giving the good fighters their love. So no Diddy, of course. And we talked about no Diddy, but today we're definitely talking about a topic that has nothing to do with P. Diddy. So with that being said, troopers and grinders, let me get to my first fighter. Let's see. I'm wondering what order I should do as well. All right, yeah. I think I know what I'm going to do. All right, let me give you my first pick, troopers and grinders. Here we go. I hope you recognize this guy. You should. His name is Mr. George St. Pierre. Where you at, George? Oh, wait, there you are. There you are, George. All right, guys. First one up is George. Good old Curious George. GSP is perhaps one of, if not the best fighter ambassador for the sport of MMA it's ever had. There is another guy who comes close, but we're going to leave him for later. He is a close second place, though. GSP is always courteous and very respectful during his interviews. He takes time out of his day, even outside the cage or scheduled fights, to interact with fans. He signs posters, and he often gives his takes on MMA Today. If you've probably seen one or two George St. Pierre clips outside of just what the UFC is producing from independent MMA news organizations, and GSP is always willing to contribute. And George is, in general, a fighter with very little scrutiny, alienation, or baggage attached, at least compared to the other GOATs of the sport. And you know the ones. Yes, he might have had Vaseline on in some of his fights, but Jones and Anderson Silva were both on PEDs at the exact same time that he was caught with that scandal. So come on, give him a break. He left the UFC after his split decision win against Johnny Hendricks, but I think that was just due to him getting tired of Dana and the UFC's increasing disrespect, my brother, toward him as a UFC champion. Moicano knows the feeling. Despite everything he'd done for them and the sport. In terms of his interactions with fighters he's been in the cage with, most of them have talked trash about George as a person, as well as undermined his accomplishments. But George lets the insults roll right off of him and never really showed any venom, except just a little bit for Nick Diaz and Michael Bisping. And I know that George wasn't hurting either of those guys' feelings with that accent of his. Are you intoxicated? Are you intoxicated? You uneducated fool. Nick Diaz, you had a bad education. Are you intoxicated? Anyway, the meanest thing that George has ever said was to Matt Hughes that he wasn't impressed with his performance against Frank Trigg, which is like saying a teacher's mean for giving out a bad grade on a paper. I mean, come on, you gotta give him a break. He's giving you mild criticism at worst. He's just a kind, smart, and very well-intentioned blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Yeah. He's a kind, smart, and well-intentioned French-Canadian man. How can you not like this guy or support him as a representative of the sport? It's pretty hard to, especially consider who the other thought of GOAT is. John Jones. Fucking Diddy. So for that reason, I have him in heaven. Where do you guys rank him? So I got my steps here. Hold on. I'm getting my steps in, if you will. Let me shrink them down a little bit. So got small rungs down here, upper rungs up here, and I got the gate right here. So it's just a matter of positioning them more than anything else. But what do you think? Where does George St. Pierre place on this list? Let me know. Wonder Boy makes it easy. I'll get to him. I will absolutely get to him. If anything, this list was made for a fighter like Wonder Boy. I agree. Thank you very much, Hey Girl. Evening, Hank. It is great to see you, Hey Girl. Hope you're having a very pleasant evening. I just listed all of the good, positive, and negative traits of where you at, George St. Pierre. So, where do you think he goes? Is he in the middle? Is he in the upper cast of good guys, or is he sort of scraping the bottom of the barrel? I'm gonna leave it to you guys. I can't make a decision myself. I have an idea of where I would place him compared to the others, but what do you guys think? And also, make sure to think up some ideas for who you'd want to be included on this list as well. Because Wonder Boy is here; he is on the list. I'm sure that there are some fighters that I haven't that aren't on this slide that are very much worth considering, and there are a few souls in particular that I think are especially worthy of heaven, and I'll get to those 2, 3 eventually. But where does GSP rank? Where do you put him on this? Middle or top for sure. He seems like a pretty good dude. Yeah, he is good. And it's interesting. He's always there for fans. He's always wearing a suit and tie. I think he was one of the first guys to really like wear a suit and tie and come off as a professional outside the cage. Now, there is one person who was doing that before George St. Pierre was, and I'll get to him. But it just seemed like George didn't have a hateful bone in his body. And whatever he was talking about his upcoming fight, it was always just about a matter of styles, techniques, how he do with like timing of the takedowns. Like he was very much straightforward with his answers. And Nick Diaz and Michael Bisping, they phased him maybe a little bit. The most they ever pushed George was when Michael Bisping forced George to push him back. That's like the only time I can think of George acting unprofessional. And of course there was the Vaseline issue, but I mean, come on, like there are guys who are getting popped for steroids, so like that's really like the smallest amount of cheating you could possibly get away with that would change the outlook of a fight. So I think his misdeeds are minor in the sport compared to others, especially given how dominant he was. I think it makes sense from Hey Girl's perspective and my perspective. I'll place him right here, right there in the middle. Sounds good to me. He was a positive representative for MMA to push it mainstream. Yes, sir. And if you two could like the stream as well, just to get some more people in here to join the conversation, that would definitely help out. But yeah, I've always liked George St. Pierre. It's why I always put George St. Pierre above John Jones. In fact, I usually don't even count John Jones in the GOAT conversation just because of how many times he cheated, which makes a lot of his best wins sort of invalid. Whereas, again, George only got caught for Vaseline. Now you get F with no Vaseline. But other than that, not a cheating bone in his body. So yeah, I think George is good for the most part, just like DJ. But let's get to my second fighter. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm thinking of some fighters in particular. Okay, I got an idea. All right, here we go. I'm about to give a lesson to you guys. There's a man by the name of Mark Coleman. There he is. Yeah, good old Mark Coleman. What was his nickname again? Mark Coleman nickname. The Hammer. Yeah, the Hammer. Mark Coleman. There he is, dude. I mean, how can you deny this guy a spot in heaven after what he had just done recently? Here's my rundown of good old Mark. Marky Mark. For a brief moment, a lot of us MMA fans thought that Mark Coleman was going to heaven this year after saving his parents from a house fire. But thankfully, he didn't. He awoke from his smoke infused coma and got to see his whole family and kids again. And you've seen the footage, or hopefully have. It's one of the most emotional moments from this year in MMA when he woke up and embraced his little girls. And that's saying something given that there's a lot of emotion in this sport already. Unfortunately, the dog who awoke him in the first place, and his name was Hammer too, died, and he'll have his own spot in heaven beyond the pearly gates as well. I'm going to make sure of that um, after I'm done ranking Mark Coleman. But still, Coleman's act was beyond heroic, and it has rightfully earned him a spot on this tier list. But beyond this one great deed, it seems like Mark Coleman has throughout his career been a very down to earth, honest, and kind person, helping out Mark Kerr best he could through his hellacious period in Pride and in his final years in MMA. If you don't know about that, I would recommend watching The Smashing Machine. That is a great documentary about Mark Coleman and Mark Kerr in Pride, and always putting his family first. Now, the one knock that I have against Coleman is bringing his kids to watch his fight with undefeated heavyweight killer Fedor Emelianenko. That obviously blew up in his face. But even still, his kids cared for him after his loss and cared for him after he woke from his coma. It's clear that his kids are used to dealing with sad news regarding their father. The fact he told them to be nice to Fedor, despite losing to him badly, is really telling that he's a solid dude as well. God bless Mark Coleman. Yeah, he's going in heaven for sure. Absolutely up to 5 likes. Let's go. For sure, yeah. So go. What do you guys think? Now that I have Mark Coleman on the stairway to heaven, where do we put him on the stairs? And then in the meantime, guys, I'm gonna try to find his dog Hammer, because all dogs go to heaven. Oh, Poochie. Damn, man. Yeah, that dog's a hero for sure. Emergency response dog, up there with the greats. Dahama. Oh. It's just such a sad story. I mean, it's bittersweet because it has sort of a happy ending, but at the same time, it would be nice if nobody died in that house fire. Background remover. Boop, boop, boop. Get in those pearly gates, big guy. Hey, are you talking about Hammer or Coleman? Let me know, because I'm leaving it up to you guys. Because this is one is way more subjective in terms of who deserves a spot, who doesn't deserve a spot. Just because, like, how do you define being kind? Like, is it simply acts of heroism, or is it general personality that gets you a spot? Like, it's very hard to say. All right, there he is, almost there. Oh, Poochie, cred. All right, let me put in Hammer. 1 second. There we go. Oops. There we go. Hammer. There he is. Poor little guy. Fucking hero, dude. Yo, Romero. No get Jesus. Okay, that's good. Well, I'll have Yo Romero up there. I'll include an image of Yo Romero, and then we can make the decision there. But poor old Hammer. I'm going to put him beyond the veil. There we go. He's gonna have to be smaller. Oh, there we go. Oops, big boy. And then let's see. Can I control the opaqueness of this image? Yeah. Oh, man. There we go. Rest easy, big guy. Poor pup. The people pal. The people pie. Macabitping. Where are you? La candela got it up. La candela got it up. I love you, Mike. I love you. See you soon, boy. Good old Yoel Romero. All right, I gotta have Yoel Romero, and I'll add a text box too. There we go. Just so that I don't forget. We will discuss Yoel Romero soon. There we go. Yeah. Yep. All right, so now that we put Poochie there, where do we put Coleman? Where does he go on the steps? What's up? How's it going, chummy boy? Always nice to see you in the chat. So we have George St. Pierre. Where is he at, George? He's in the middle of the steps. That's where he's ranked. Oh, that's where he is. And then poor Hammer is out there in the distance right here. And then we got Coleman, who also saved his family. So come on, guys. Where does he go? Where does Coleman go? Bottom, top, middle, or top tier? This is going to be a very expanding list because you guys in the skate tank army always have the best ideas. McGregor repents and then greets everyone at the pearly gates. Hey, fellas. Oh, I didn't mean to be a cokey, mate. I never touched the ting in my life. I never had that sniff, yeah. Ooh, that's good white powder. Yeah. Same level as George. At least probably higher. All right. Here we go. A little bit higher. This is a good spot for him right here. There we go. That's a good spot for Coleman. Yeah. What do you mean I was a drug addict? No. Michael Chandler. He's got a dark side, you feel me? Him and Dustin Poirier and Cody Garbrandt. A bunch of junkies, yeah. Born victims, yeah. And Mark Coleman's a born victim, yeah. I never touched the thing in me life. Tells God, you shut your mouth. You'll do what you're told, God. Saudi Arabian representative Turkey Al-Sheikh got me this ticket to heaven, mate. And I swear, mate, it's legitimate, mate. Look at it. Look at the date on it, mate. I paid good money for this. I ran for the president of Ireland, and I did the best I could, yeah. Oh, God, I got a better beard than your son. I just realized you're in the red robe. Yes, my daughter of God. Repent for your sins, damn it. And you might just have a spot now. And if you put on the gloves and you get in there, you might just get into MMA heaven too. But you have to lose some brain cells first. Oh God, I believe in paganism, yeah. I believe in the paganism variant of Christianity. You feel me? It's just bullshit, mate. I was the president. I changed people's lives. Anyway, yeah. All right, let's get to our next fighter before I lose my voice doing McGregor impressions. All right, let's go. I'm gonna scroll through the list a little bit. All right, this is a good spot. There we go. All right, you might know this fighter and you might not. It would be nice if you knew this fighter though, because she's great. I know it's a woman, but come on, man. If you once you go through her resume, you'll know what the decision is. Here we have good old Roxanne Modafferi, the happy warrior, if you will. Let me give you a breakdown of why this lady deserves a one-way ticket to heaven. What is not to like about the happy warrior? She was fighting in women's MMA long before it blew up. Wears prescription glasses, so she's practically blind in most of her fights and still finds a way to win them. And also gave up her job as a teacher in Japan to pursue fighting again after a 4-fight losing streak and a really bad season of Ultimate Fighter, and did much better on another season. Her return and greater success in the UFC after such a slump is pretty inspiring, if you ask me. She didn't always win her fights and often went on skids in her career, but always retained her happy, optimistic, and caring demeanor all the way through her UFC career. Now, that's a happy fucking warrior. Perhaps Roxanne's pinnacle in the sport, both in terms of her MMA career and her niceness, came before and after her fight with Macy Barber, who was a touted prospect at the time, finishing all of her opponents by knockout, and a bit of a narcissist about it at the time. Roxanne and Macy were staying in the same hotel before the fight, and Roxanne let Macy know in a DM that the bathtubs were pretty small and not the ideal size for cutting weight, and offered the bathtub of her coach's house to use instead before the fight. So she basically offered her another way to make weight and deliberately reached out to her that the bathtubs in the hotel were too small to make weight. So she was helping out her own opponent. Barber declined and instead posted a tweet online that was hyping herself up and calling Roxanne a fighter of the past and she was the future. Really snarky stuff, and it didn't go over well with fans. And during the fight, Roxanne beat the shit out of Barber on the feet and on the ground for the unanimous decision win. Macy then took the mic away from her during Roxanne's post-fight interview, skank. And then her father falsely claimed, Macy Barber's father falsely claimed that a knee injury that his daughter sustained somewhere during the fight was the only reason why she lost to Roxanne, when it was clear that she was piecing Macy up from the word go. Roxanne, however, responded very kindly to both these acts of pure cope and selfishness, not being mean towards Macy at all, and saying regarding her dad that, of course, he would defend the loss of his own daughter and that MMA dads say stupid shit all the time. She then retired a few fights afterwards due to fears of sustaining a bad accumulation of brain injuries. But now she's living a great life with her husband and kid. What a life and a surprising career in the sport. Plus, she likes anime and isn't totally cringe with it like Izzy is, which is itself a miracle. If anyone's worthy of a heaven just for the amount of bullshit that they put up with and kept pushing forward without a frown, it's her. So I think she deserves to be in heaven. But anyway, yeah, that's my breakdown of Roxanne Modafferi, the happy warrior. She is always has a fucking smile on her face, and I don't think she said a negative thing about anybody ever. I couldn't remember her last name. But yeah, she is a legend in the sport. She was around before Ronda Rousey and Misha Tate were. Holly Holmes for damn sure. She was sent to heaven multiple times. Yeah, including by Kayla Harrison. Hey, Hank, what is going on? Base Chadru Andrew B. Sending my love to you. Thank you very much, Andrew B. For that, you deserve a spot in MMA heaven and for ending Ronan MMA's career. I appreciate that. She doesn't make it her personality. Lil always enjoy a jab at Izzy. Yeah. Personality. Always enjoy a jab at Izzy. Yeah. And she's actually an anime nerd and not totally cringe with it. So good old happy warrior Roxanne. A lot of people say that she's nice. I will include Holly Holm as an entry. A lot of people were saying Holly Holm was absolutely necessary. Would the Karate Hottie be included in that, or are people still angry about that retirement package for her? I could include them together, but Holly Holm is another one to include. Yeah, we'll go over that soon. Where do you think the Happy Warrior goes compared to the fighters that I've mentioned already? Good old Chadru. What do you think, Andrew? Yeah, stay with us, Andrew B. Stay with us. Although I looked at the number. I think Andrew B. Skedaddled. Me personally, I think she's nice, but and she's very warm-hearted, but like she hasn't done a completely heroic deed like Mark Coleman, despite wearing fucking Captain America shit on her chest. But is she as nice as George St. Pierre? I think she's as nice as George St. Pierre, I will say. But maybe just because people don't know her as much, maybe that ranks her lower. But what do you guys think? I personally think she's solid. Maybe there aren't enough examples of her being nice to like warrant a spot on here, but I do think it's pretty impressive that she was able to have as many wins as she did and get back into the UFC despite wearing prescription glasses that made her blind during all of her fights. And she had a final statement before she retired where she said, "All I wanted to do was have some fights in the UFC before I went, and I'm constantly this is a dream come true." So I'm living my best fucking life every single day. Very, very warm-hearted woman. All right, come on, guys. Come on, guys. I'll give you 2 more minutes and then I'll make the decision myself. Damn it! Come on, people. Come on. Even Dougie's corner has less trouble than me getting responses from chat. Damn it! Guys are making me so upset. Let's go with your decision on this one. Okay, okay. All right, I think yeah, and just comparing it to the others. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'd put her a little lower. I put it a little bit lower just for the list's sake. I'll put her right there. Yeah. Close to George St. Pierre, but a little bit lower. I think that's a pretty good spot. I think she's a great fighter and she will take the first punch. She often did. But that performance against Macy Barber, she was just beating the absolute hell out of her. So like, I mean, and another thing that you could say that's very nice about Roxanne Modafferi is that she always tried to improve after every loss and every win she had. And she was mostly a grappler, but at the same time, she started to get way better on the feet and was like had fully figured out Macy Barber by the first round, like first couple of seconds, she was already hitting her with jabs and 1-2s and dropping her. So, Roxanne is she's a fighter that always adapts, and I got to give her credit there and a good lead. She's in B plus. Great, great, great pick, Andrew B. Once again, based from King Chadru, dude. He always makes the right decision at the end of the day. You gotta love it from Andrew B. So yeah, there's Roxanne. Roxanne, running a red light. Roxanne, Roxanne. All right. Next pick. Let's look at my next pick I got here. Actually, let me yeah, that's good. I think I will go with. There we are. All right. You know this guy. He's a guy that gets a lot of press, good and bad. It's Daniel Cormier. Yep, former light heavyweight and heavyweight champion and commentator for the UFC. And he's sort of a litmus test, honestly, for fight fans, like whether or not they know his full history, whether or not they are offended by some of the things he said as a commentator and as a media guy, what they think of his fight style, who he is as a person, who made friends with, how much of a professional he is. Like, there's always a roller coaster when talking about Daniel Cormier, but I respect him enough that I think he deserves a spot here just for a lot of what he's accomplished and how he's like gone about it. He's obviously not had his best moments, but I think the good far outweighs the bad, and he outweighs himself as well on the scales. That is. Parker Johnson, yo, how is it going, Parker Johnson? Parker Jackson, sorry. Parker Jackson, hey girl, what you doing with that gun in your hand? Charles, for sure. All right, I'm gonna create another spot for Charles Oliveira, brother. Hey, the champion has a name. It's Charles Oliveira, brother. There we go. Good old Charlie Olives. I don't know. I got a mixed feeling towards Charles Oliveira, like in terms of just what he's done in general, or things that he said. Like he's a good guy. I mean, much like Alex Pereira is a good guy, but like beyond just what's on the surface, like what has he done for others? And I'll ask you guys that so I can get more clarification. But we're starting out with Daniel Cormier. DC is sort of a tricky case when it comes to getting into heaven because he has his upsides and his downsides. By the way, like the stream, guys, so that we could get more people in here to converse with about this. Let's start with the positives regarding DC and his inspiring journey to the top of the MMA world. In his early years, he lost his dad, his best friends in high school and in college, as well as his first daughter, all in car or plane accidents. And he was still able to push through all that loss to place fourth in wrestling at the Summer Olympics in 2004. Then in 2008, his kidneys fail before he can compete in the 2008 Summer Olympic Games. At 30 years of age, he quits his office job to pursue MMA and wins the 2012 Strikeforce Grand Prix, beating two of the greatest MMA heavyweights of all time on his way to the top in Bigfoot Silva and Josh Barnett. He then joins the UFC, and the rest is history. DC, in my opinion, has always had a playful personality and made friends with several fighters in the sport, including Max Holloway, who's also a saint, Cain Velasquez, who didn't do it, Chael Sonnen, who's a bad guy / good guy, Ben Askren, you love him or hate him, Stipe Miocic, in spite of both men's rivalry they had for years, and even fighters on the other side of the frickin' world in Khabib Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev. It's just hard not to like the guy as a person, especially when he's making conversation with you. He made that all about that cake and chicken parody music video, which is legendary. And he's probably the best fighter I've seen go on a talk show and act as a professional with Conan O'Brien. And he just seems like a very amicable guy if you're on his good side. When you're on his bad side, look out. He's verbally lashed out at Ryan Bader, started shit with Stipe when he needed to sell their fights, gotten pissed with Phil Hawes, Dominic Cruz, Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis, and most recently Joaquin Buckley for his McGregor's mom raised a hoe line after beating Nursten Ruzaboev. The dark side of DC is always lurking in the background, ready to strike if you rub him the wrong way. No diddy. But I think what redeems DC in my eyes is his blood feud with John Jones, who's by all accounts one of the biggest monsters to ever step foot in the cage and maybe participate in any sport at all. The guy's an unhinged freak who's laid hands on women, cheated several times, and has shown himself to be a fake Christian on several occasions, obviously not worthy of heaven. He's a manipulative, creepy snake. Fuck that guy. Anyway, when he was first set to face Jones, and Jones tested positive for PEDs, canceling the fight, DC was still did his job and answered questions at the press conference. And not during any point was he bitter toward him for getting popped, saying he'd done some bad things as well in his life that had some deserved karma his way, and that he can't judge Jones completely since he has made mistakes himself, like dealing with, family and lashing out at loved ones. He's had his problems too. However, after two more cancellations and positive tests for PEDs, the gloves were fucking off for Cormier. And what he did to Jones during that UFC 214 media week is probably more brutal than anything he ever did in the cage to Jones. Calling him a junkie. Are you back, junkie? A liar. You are so fake. Who always lets his opponents and the fans down. And is in general a bad influence for the sport of MMA, along with in general being a despicable person. In my opinion, DC was right on all accounts, And to this day, barring some phone calls he had with Jones, he seems like the only guy in MMA media who isn't gargling his low testosterone nuts and calling him the GOAT. Actually, those nuts are shriveled up, so I don't even know if they're there anymore. And calling him the GOAT, even with the knowledge of his cheating. And for that, I think he's a hero in the MMA world in my books. But then, of course, there's the negatives. He can often act petty or childish around MMA media as well. Cruz called him out for not giving 100% to his commentary job, and he was kind of right for that. But Cruz is also kind of an asshole, so there's both sides to that. He cheated at the scales once by holding the towel and has eye poked his competition frequently in his fights on the way to the top. However, does that all take away from DC's legacy? Hell no. And I don't think a lot of people in the online MMA world will tell you that either. He's still undeniably one of the best MMA fighters of all time and a worthy member of the UFC Hall of Fame. I know uh, I know he won't be pulling shit on his wife or family after the Hall of Fame ceremony either. I can guarantee you that. He's had his bad takes, like with Jan Blahowicz's win over Israel Adesanya, Jack Della Maddalena's fight with Basil Hafez, having Holloway as the featherweight GOAT when Volk beat him 3 times. You fucking idiot. But I feel like a lot of his dumber moments are fueled by his times working with Joe Rogan on commentary, who's just a bad influence on his performance calling fights and makes their commentary sound like a play date instead of a job. You can love him, you can hate him, but DC's done enough good for the sport, the fighters, and the fans for him to warrant a spot in heaven in my book. I'm all about that cake, and chicken. I wish we got that Bader fight. And you know who I consider the easiest fight in the light heavyweight division? Ryan Bader. I consider it Ryan Bader. That guy's the easiest fight at light heavyweight. I'm gonna go to Bellator and beat up Bader. Yeah. Poor Ryan Bader. Jones is not getting into heaven. Yo, you think Ali Williams? Yeah, I don't think he is. I just got a feeling, got a hunch that Jones doesn't make it in there. But Ali, he follows Christianity, man. He's read the Bible from front to back. He's a good guy, Ali. He's worthy of those pearly gates, John Jones. And heaven's accepting the gays now. The last couple of years, they've been accepting homosexuals, so they could afford him. He was in hell last stream. Good. Well, people change. But he had his return fight against Thiago Santos or Dominic Reyes or whoever the hell it is, and he got that standing ovation. Let me tell you, he was a saint in that moment, and he was crying. Hey, girl, he was crying. Can't you have any sympathy for a brother? Hey, girl, come on. Man just wants to be normal. Can't you just let him be normal? Anyway, where do I put DC? I gave you all his pros. I gave you all his cons. He's a very complicated individual. Lower level of the stairway. Okay. Makes sense. But do you think he still deserves a spot? Do you think DC still deserves a spot? All right. There we go. Yeah. There we go. That definitely makes sense. What do you think, Ali? Yeah, I want to hear Ali Williams' opinions on this. God damn it. What do you have to say, Ali? How could you possibly say that Jones doesn't deserve a spot in heaven? His dad is a preacher. He's the son of a preacher man, or the daughter of a preacher man. Anyway, yeah, fuck Jones. And DC, he's the only guy to lash out at Jones and make him look like the pathetic waste of space that he is. Besides me, an MMA guru, so and a lot of people as well. But yeah, he's the one fighter that actively goes out of his way to say that Jones fucking sucks and doesn't deserve to be the GOAT. So he's good in my book, and he can be a good commentator when he wants to be. He at least has a very friendly way of chatting with fighters. And it's crazy that he's made so many friends from different parts of the world as well, which just shows just how universal people's respect for DC is. Yo, what's good, Hank? Capitano Fucho. Hey, what is it going on? It's a Capitano Fucho. How's it going, Hank the Tank? Yeah, I think that John Jones should go to heaven. Yeah, I think John Jones he should enter those pearly gates. I like it. I like it to Jones. I like it to Jones. He's the greatest ever. How you doing, Capitan Rafuco? Always good to see you, my brother. I just saw the thumbnail and I thought, is this the Saint Hank? Yes, it is Saint Hank. Saint Hank the Tank. You remember him in the Holy Scripture when Hank the Tank declared war on Egypt and saw his enemies driven before him and slaughtered and flayed and put on top of the pyramid to show the entire world. You remember that part, don't you? You know when Moses brought on the locusts? I was one of those locusts from way back when, and I was like a cockroach. I survived it all, and now I'm an MMA media personality. So good times back then, Capitan Refucho. Good times. And then he was listening to some guy. He looked like the Idaho Skatesman, so I trusted him. But he ended up being Jesus with that beard and everything, you know. And he was saying a bunch of words. I scribbled it down. I knows good English. I knows well English. So I recorded it, and then I was gonna bury him underneath the his little tomb, but then all of a sudden I just lost him. I was carrying him down, and he just disappeared. So you know don't know what happened to him. I was pretty hungry at the time, so maybe I ate him. But yeah, Hank the Tank is the reason for all your religions. What I hate the most is what I created. So there you have it, guys. I am the second coming of Jesus Christ. There you go. And Saint Peter. I wrote a little bit. I dabble in writing. Always wonderful to see you, Capitan Refucho. Let's say we get to my next pick for an entryway into heaven. Hmm. This one will be interesting. I think I'm going to get different perspectives on this guy. His name is the California Kid, Ryan Bader. Yeah. I love this dude. Fucking Sacramento represent. Let's go, baby. I don't think historically there's been a lot of bantamweights more well liked or well respected than the California Kid, Uriah Faber. Uriah Faber. He did I say Ryan Bader? I hope I didn't say Ryan Bader. Uriah Faber. They're very easy to mistake. He helped make the bantamweight division what it is through his fights and rivalries in the WEC. He's always in it during his fights. Has had a career bounce back after career bounce back. He's never let losses get to him, and usually doesn't have a bad word to say about his opponents or his rivals, even if they very much have it coming, like with Dominic Cruz or with Conor McGregor. He's a very chill dude from Sacramento, California, who's always engaged with the sport along with other businesses, such as starting up a dentistry clinic for his friend or starting his own fashion lines. He started his own gym with Team Alpha Male and produced multiple world champions in his weight class, and like TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt. And although there has been drama and back and forths between TJ and him about the gym, though TJ's a snake in the grass, yeah, as Connor put it, a beagle snake in the grass. And Snake recognizes Snake, of course. So maybe Faber and Alpha Male aren't completely at fault for some of TJ's accusations of training issues or payments that didn't go through. He's still been very dedicated to building up great prospects in this sport to this day, and is still a very trustworthy coach and sparring partner. He pushed fellow Sacramento native Ryan Loader to, not Ryan Bader, Ryan Loader, to a contract with the UFC recently. And just a month ago, coached both a Kyrgyzstani and Aussie fighter to win victories at LFA 192 in Santa Cruz, which I attended. After both fights, he went and signed autographs and took selfies with the fans attending, including two guys I was sitting next to during that show who were both super sweet. So they both got some love from Ryan, from Uriah Faber, and he was glad to take pictures and sign autographs. He's also still winning grappling matches and hosting his own fighting organization in Uriah Faber's A1 Combat. The dude just has endless hustle, passion, drive, and an overall love for MMA. And he's given back to the sport and then some during and after his retirement. So I think that warrants a meeting with the big man upstairs. What do you guys think? You were a locust? Shut up. Well, I was. I mean, you have to zoom in and enhance the footage, but I was one of those locusts. I was like Jiminy Cricket. I was the good conscience of Moses. Or was that the bad conscience? I always get those mixed up. Jones can get into heaven if God needs more biblically accurate angels, I suppose. Yes, angels of death and destruction and debauchery and drugs. I think John Jones fits in there. And DUIs and hit and runs. This dude said Ryan Bader. Oh, brother. Hey, they're very easy to mix up, okay? Uriah Faber. He's from California. Ryan Bader's from California, right? Am I wrong? You called him Bader, but that's okay. It's Yuri Prohaska. That's him. Okay, I'm trying here, you guys. This is the second edition of the tier list. I'm not used to this. I'm not exactly a professional here. I'm living in mama's basement. I want my milk. So, not exactly working for ESPN. Although I do know I do a better job than Rashad Evans and Michael Chiesa combined. So there is that. I have that in my back pocket. But come on, give me a break here. I did all this for you guys. What are you gonna treat me like chopped liver? Hey, fuck you. Anyway, where are we placing good old Faber? Uriah Faber, brother. Or Uriah Hall. Whichever one works. Uriah, boom, boom, Uriah, boom, boom. They call the kid Uriah. Bo do 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 do. Bo do do do. Anyway, where are we putting this guy? This dad bod motherfucker, middle-aged motherfucker. Where are we putting good old Uriah Faber? This kid this kid that's no longer a kid, but I love everything about this kid. I greatly respect this kid. So, bottom row, middle, top. Where are we putting Uriah Faber? Damn it! God, man, I feel so stupid. Just calling out the Ryan Beta shit like I did anything wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. Wait a minute, I just said didn't do nothing. Shit. Next to DC. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Okay, I like the way you're playing. You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend, Uriah Faber. My little friend Uriah. What if I just... Yeah, look, he's so much taller than good old DC. Look at him right there. No, he's a tiny midget. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there you go. That's accurate, right? There we go. Excellent, excellent. Oh, look at the little butterball. Ah! Don't hurt me, Homer. You look, run, Biggie, run. All right, so there's Uriah Faber. Let's move on to my next pick. There we go. Yes. Can't wait to talk about this guy. This guy is worthy of your respect, my brother. Good old fucking Rich Franklin, my brother. There he is. Good old Rich Franklin. Woo! Celebrate good times. Come on. Boo-doo-doo-doo. It's a celebration. Woo! You gotta love Rich Franklin. Guy was a BA graduate in mathematics and a former math teacher in Cincinnati for 5 years before transitioning into MMA. And he did it the right way by watching tape and training under a variety of influential figures in the sport before entering it full time, making him a very strategic fighter with persistence and heart upon entering the UFC. He was a great role model for the sport at a time where MMA was still in its dark age and villainized by mainstream media and politicians, always giving good and respectful interviews, becoming a hero in his city of Cincinnati, Ohio, to the point that February 21st, 2006 was named Rich Franklin Day by its mayor, Mark Mallory. Mayor Mark Mallory, 5 times fast. Mayor Mark Mallory, and just coming off like a thoughtful and hardworking guy is Rich Franklin. No caveats about it. He lost his middleweight belt to Anderson Silva and took the loss along with his loss in the rematch with grace and honor, as he seems to do with most of his losses. He learned to take losses well from a war veteran who was still enjoying life after suffering a life-changing and debilitating injury, which opened up his mind to the reality that losses are devastating in the moment. Will seem minuscule in hindsight if he just keeps moving forward with an optimistic mindset. And slowly but surely, he did bounce back with wins at middleweight and at light heavyweight, and never went on a losing streak in his MMA career. Only lost one fight and then would get that W right back. Only retiring in 2012 when his prime was in 2006. He would spend his years after retirement benefiting from all the investments he made in his own athletic clothing brand while he was on top. When he was on top with American Fighter, attempted to start an organic juice cafe in Beverly Hills, and went on to become vice president of One FC Fighting Championships, where he is still working in the position to this day and hosting the One Warrior series, which is focused on recruiting young mixed martial artists for the promotion. This guy even got to host his own TED Talk. This is a picture of him during a TED Talk because he's such a thoughtful and motivating speaker, where he focused on dealing with losses in life, whether those be in a cage or any other position in life, and how to focus on the present and change one's outlook rather than become obsessed with past failures. Already a better motivational speaker than Michael Chandler, whose inspiring tangents are currently falling on deaf ears. Such a shame. Maybe he should have stopped pulling himself up by the bootstraps and actually fighting in a cage. Dana White, when he heard Rich Franklin retired, praised him for helping redefine what it meant to be an MMA fighter. And I couldn't agree more. I think you've earned this one, Rich Franklin. All right, so there you go. There's Rich Franklin. Have you guys heard of Rich Franklin? Here, let me actually increase his profile. Good old Rich. TED Talk Rich. Yay! That's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think of Rich Franklin? Have you guys heard of him? He was the guy who lost to Anderson Silva and then knocked out Chuck Liddell out of nowhere. I greatly respect this guy. I didn't know about the Juice Cafe venture. Yeah, it's because it closed after 9 months, which is unfortunate. But he did try to make it an organic juice shop, but I guess Jamba Juice was around at the time and probably killed it. And he did well with his clothing brand when he just got started with the UFC. And yeah, he won enough fights that he could actually retire in peace, which is a smart way to go. But he did lose his last fight to Shung Lei in a brutal fucking knockout loss. That's not the best. Just goes to show, man, you gotta pull a Robbie Lawler and retire on top and choose when to retire and which fight to retire. But I greatly appreciate and respect Rich Franklin. I'm thinking, honestly, I'd put him in the middle. I think he's a really solid dude. If you get a TED Talk, you got to be pretty good. And I know he's always come across as very pleasant in interviews and always been respectful. I think he's pretty worthy of at least a middle tier. What do you guys think? Should he go higher? Did any of you guys even watch the UFC in the 2000s? What were your best memories? I like Rich Franklin, but I'll let you decide this one, Hank. Yeah, I greatly respect Rich Franklin. I think he's a hero to a lot of people. So I would place him, and just the way he comes off in interviews, I respect what he does. So I'll put him right here. Hold on. Oh boy. There we go. I think he's good right there. Big fan of Rich Franklin. Agree with the middle. Yeah, there you go. Is he does he look too high in the sky? I think he's in a good spot right there. There you go, Rich Franklin, right in the middle. Good old Rich. He was fun to watch too, just because he never really had one style. He's sort of like, I mean, Dominic Cruz had his own style, but like he's one of those, or he's more like a Corey Sandhagen, where like you can't really predict how he wins his fights. He just finds a way to win, and you gotta love those fighters because they're not like one trick ponies. Like you can never count them out of a fight. That's why he never went on a losing streak, because he would always adjust and adapt. Because that Rich Franklin was in it for a good majority of his MMA career. So there you go. I hope you guys recognize the final four I got here. I do have a few more guys, but I was set to 10, and then I'll include these guys, and then it'll have more of a direct art debate with you guys about who I got for the last couple. But there you go. Let's move on to the next guy I have. Yes, this will be very interesting. Again, this will be another litmus test for people, and it might be controversial too. But I don't give a shit. I am going to put Islam Makhachev in heaven. It's very interesting because he's a Muslim, but here let's listen to my logic. Hear me out. Oh shit. Anyway, Islam Makhachev. Of all the Dagestani fighters I've seen enter the UFC, Islam Makhachev is probably my favorite of them, besides Chase Hooper. I mean, Roman Kopylov. The reason for this is not just his excellent and exciting sambo combination of grappling and striking, but his humility and sympathy for others, even after his dominant title defenses in the UFC. He showed massive respect for Charles Oliveira, Alexander the Great Volkanovski, and Dustin Poirier after his victories over them, and even took the time to mention what was going on in the Gaza Strip at the start of the IDF's mass slaughter of civilians in the region, which I'm sure the UFC wasn't very happy with. So it's not like he's doing it out of like requiring it. I've never seen him act unsportsmanlike in the cage or outside the cage. He didn't even get involved with the Khabib and Conor stuff when there was bad blood between them. And like Khabib, has developed a great bond with Daniel Cormier that has lasted through the years. He's also just a goofball and a sweetheart, calling out Floyd Mayweather and Brock Lesnar in his early post-fight interviews, giving gifts to Volkanovski's daughters when they said that they were scared of him. And I think this is most important and is a big reason why I'm putting him on the list. He bought and shipped a TV to the guy who broke his TV screen seeing him beat Charles Oliveira. I think this guy's the most kind and generous of the Dagestani fighters. No doubt about it. Plus, he's not retiring for his mama, but actually being a defending champion in the UFC. And you have to respect him for that. The worst thing he's ever said is question whether fighters deserve black belts or not, which has become a hot topic as of late among MMA fans. Then there's a controversy over a potential EPO in the Volk fight, but I mean, come on, guys. We all know that fighters in that region are using, so that's not even a factor to consider on an individual level. Islam's version of heaven is Jannah, so this guy gets an easy trip to the Gardens of Pleasure, in my opinion. Hear me out, guys. Okay, he gets into Jannah. He's in Jannah. He's in the Gardens of Pleasure. Okay, so there you go. What do you guys think of Islam Makhachev? What do you guys think of him as a champion in general? And do you think he beats Arman Sarukian or not? Honestly, it's best that these Dagestani fighters lose eventually, because otherwise I think it delegitimizes the sport. But as a Dagestani fighter, I think he's a good representative for the sport for the most part. Always a very humble guy. Got a little bit of the tism, but hey, that doesn't make you an immoral person at the end of the day, unless you ask certain people in the internet MMA YouTube community, in which case the answer is very much yes to that. But terrible. Yeah, again, like the fact that he was so nice to fighters that he's pulled a Colby. He's like, oh, I was just promoting the fight. And again, he's given gifts to people who like absolutely hate him. You know, struggles with weight cuts. That is true. I wouldn't exactly call him a weight bully, since there are times where he's just had scraps with guys, and like he even had a competitive fight with Volkanovski. So it's not like he's dominating all these fights just through his weight advantage. And there are a lot of tall guys who compete in divisions. Like I can't knock all those guys for being immoral per se. It just seems like I feel like I have to include a Dagestani fighter in here as a representative of the sport, since they're pretty big section of the sport. And I just think Islam's a solid dude. I've never heard anything from Makhachev that can be taken for like, oh, he's being so disrespectful and so rude. Like, he does struggle with weight cuts, but he does make the weight. He still finds a way to make the weight. If anything, I feel bad for the poor guy because he had to deal with that hydration test. I didn't know about the TV or gifts to Volkswagen's girls. Yeah. A lot of girls ride a Volkswagen in the back seat. It's a family unit. And so, like, you're going to have your girls in a Volkswagen. It's a family car, man. Volkswagen. Go places. You know what I'm saying? An old Volkswagen. He comes from the car down under. Well, children go and crash the cars. Can you hear the thunder? You better run. You better take them on. Yeah. I come from manufacturers down under. All right. Next to Roxanne. Put on a red light. Roxanne. I'm gonna need your guys' opinions regarding what other fighters deserve to be on the bottom slots. All right, yeah, there we go. Oh, I don't want to place Dogi outside or block Dogi at all. I'll put him. Yeah. I mean, here we go. Backward. One more time. There we go. No. Nah. I'll place him over here. Yeah, that's better. And then I'll sort of group them more. Yeah, there we go. Yes. That's good. All right. A little stupid autocorrect. You sold me, Hank, next to Roxanne. Yeah, it just seems like a total sweetheart, man. And the fact that he was able to talk about the situation in Gaza right as it was starting, like, it just seems like a really respectful thing to do. He seems like he has a good heart. At least he tries to. Certainly better than fucking Armin, who's trying to fucking backhand fans and 10-on-1 Bobby Green when he encounters him backstage with his group of fucking hoodlums. Which by the way, got Khabib's bus fucking smashed up by a dolly. So he's lucky that Green didn't go fucking crazy after Islam did all sorts of disrespect. Armin did such disrespectful shit. Refused to do an anti-bullying PSA, did Armin as well. Guy's just a fucking puss. I hate Armin. He's got some of the worst entrance theme music of all time. I fucking hate Armin, dude. It'd suck if he was the guy to beat Islam Makhachev. Seriously. Anyway. Yeah, that's a good spot for Islam Makhachev, but we'll have some more people. We'll definitely include some more people. Ooh, my mom's recommending some good fucking music. Nice. I know my mama's going to heaven, that's for sure. Anyway. Hey, looking like a pretty good list so far, am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? The nose knows. I gotta put Francis Ngannou on this list. He's a saint, I tell you, a saint. Isn't that right, New York, Rick? Oh, yeah. Ngannou, I invited him to my bar mitzvah for my 13-year-old son. We had a moment of family bondage over, our good son, both our sons. And we love more than anything in the world. Francis Ngannou, he people forget, man. He's got a crazy origin story. That guy really went through everything. That's right, New York Rick. It's not just because he's on the Ariel Helwani show every week. I love Francis. No hidden agendas. God, doing aerial at this stage is probably suicide. Anyway. So that's it. That's for Islam. I got 3 guys left, and then we can go over the fighters that everybody else has been mentioning. Oh boy, you guys are gonna love this one. You've seen him already, dude. It just makes sense, doesn't it? Freedom! It's Bryce Mitchell, Berber. The greatest follower of Jesus of all time, Berber. That's him. Yee. That's what the government tell you. Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Berber. I gotta have Bryce. I mean, that's sort of a gimme, right? The most devout Christian in MMA I've ever seen. This guy held up a Bible in the cage yelling, "Freedom!" before his fight with Dan Ige. Won on the judges' scorecards using the power of the Lord, and then forced Dan Ige to pray with him afterwards. That would be blasphemous in any other scenario, but since he follows Christianity, it's all good. Just bringing in new followers, brother. He banished his evil ex-girlfriend from his religious domain and has been practicing the good Christian country boy ways of the God-fearing farmer. You'll love to see it. Now, he has hunted deer before, which is a sin. Thou shalt not kill, Berber. But he more peacefully killed them by putting them to sleep with a chokehold and a submission rear naked choke, rather than barbarously killing them with a stray bullet. Uncivilized, I say. It's better to choke them out and put them in a submission lock. He has his wild conspiracy theories, but they align with his schizo-Christian beliefs. And even during these bizarre brainstorming sessions, he's always kind and charitable to the people who interview him, and is good buddies with just about everybody he encounters in the sport. So far being so devout to his Lord and Savior, even in the most Bryce Mitchell way, and always being a good spirit when talking with media members and fighters. And he gets a spot in heaven, in my opinion. Plus, he got his soul taken out of his body by Josh Emmett, so he might just be in heaven already. And the Bryce Mitchell we know right now is a fake. At least that's what the government told you. Yee! So there you go, Bryce Mitchell, Breber. Where does Bryce Mitchell go on this tier list? Where do you think, guys? Get on Mitchell. Woo! Thug Nasty, bro. Also, he's the best rapper of all time. He's a great Christian rapper. He sings for Jesus, man. He raps for Jesus. My name is Mitchell, and I'm here to say that I'm willing to spread the Christian truth. So if you want to get to the youth these days, you gotta put a rap beat on it, you see? Jesus Christ is a boop! Isn't that right, Diane? Jesus Christ is my boop! Next to Rich. My God, wow. Got a big soft spot for Bryce Mitchell, Berber. I mean, it is true. He's more Christian than anybody here, that's for sure. I don't know if it's good or bad, but yeah, he's a good guy overall. I can't disagree with that placement. But man, what do you think of that praying session he had with Dan Ige? Was that sinful, or was that befitting of the Lord, Rubber? Won't shut up about God, damn it. That is the sign of a true believer. He's in heaven for show, brother. Freedom! Rich Franklin. God almighty. Freedom! Yee! Yee! Ooh. Oops. God damn it. Oh, I don't want to open the dictionary. Shit. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Freedom! Oops. I was so happy when he won against Dan Ige. Wouldn't have taken it if he lost. I guess that's a sign that I like good old Bryce Mitchell, Berber. Yes, sir. I think he meant the prayer session in all earnestness. I think he did too. Despite coming off as super cringe. I think he knew that Dan Ige was a fellow believer, so maybe it wasn't as bad as we thought it was. There we go. Yes, sir. I had to include Bryce Mitchell. How many other guys are just praying to their Lord and Savior and thinking their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ as much as Bryce Mitchell? I highly doubt it. Anyway, let's get to my next. But actually, I got a little more time. Let's give an ode to Bryce Mitchell since he's obviously in heaven. So he passed away because his ex-girlfriend came back with a knife and finally cut his throat, man. So Bryce Mitchell's gone. He is off this flat Earth. He has left this flat Earth. So as a eulogy, what do you if Bryce Mitchell were to go right now, man? Where would he go? What are your memories of good old Bryce Mitchell? I didn't know he rapped though. Yeah, he's thug nasty, and he's good with it too. Like he can actually rap. He's got a good flow. He can write decent beats and lyrics too. The guy's actually pretty talented. So if he completely changed course and went into the rap business, I think he'd actually make a living. Wrote this strong for all the youth, so I could spread the Christian truth. Yeah, it seems like Bryce could do it all. Like, I think his journey on Tough was probably one of the most entertaining, just because I don't know, man. There's just something about him where he's too likable, and he's always got a crazy ass story. Just makes him more of a character. He's the first guy to get camo custom shorts from the UFC. So for that alone, he's a fucking legend. And I don't know, man. Like, when has there ever been a Bryce Mitchell interview that's gone wrong besides the one he had with Danny Gay? Other than the one with Danny Gay, like, he's always just a must-have kind of guy whenever he's gonna have a fight coming up. Like, he's not Moicano where it's like, what is he gonna say next? Like, how is he gonna offend everybody talking to him this way? Although I could put Moicano in here. I could put Moicano on the tier list. He loves his cross, my brother. He hates that the French have desecrated God, my brother. You try to remove the churches and the mosques. You guys must hate Christ, and you deserve to be banished, my brother. Atheist scum, my brother. Get rid of Macron, and the French Revolution hates God, and he hates my beliefs, and I would recommend to them the right-wing economics books, how democracy is a fallacy, my brother. Fuck these French, my brother. And let me tell you something. You motherfuckers. I deserve to be higher in these rankings. I want to be number 5 in the world, my brother. Max Holloway is not a lightweight, my brother. He was fucking left, and he was eating steaks and drinking beer in Brazil. They call him up to fight Ilya Topuria short notice. I deserve to be above that fucking CTE riddle piece of shit, my brother. And also, RoboCop deserve to be above Shara Bullet, Magomedov, my brother. Man deserve title shot and bonus. Anyway, I'm starting to get really good at doing the Moicano accent, if you couldn't tell. Decided not to be like, and let me tell you something. Wah! Like Mario, It's now it's more toned. What's up, motherfuckers? Money Moicano here. But anyway, again, I could go that route all day. Let's get to my next pick, shall we? Or my last two before we can go with the People's Choice Awards, and I can get slimed. Oh yeah. Let's bring out the former baddest motherfucker. The most good motherfucker, more like it. Find out Saturday night, baby. Find out Saturday night. Here we go. Good old Max Holloway, man. Remember that? Can you believe that? The good old days. I remember Max Holloway. Does anybody remember the days of good old Max? And we like that. We like Max Holloway. There's a reason everybody in the MMA community, even the ones who picked against this guy, were visibly upset when Ilya Topuria finally chinned finally cracked the chin of Max Holloway and put him out cold. Max is just a good guy, inside and outside the cage. He rarely has any trash talk for his opponents besides, "We're going to find out Saturday night, baby. I am the Heat, brother. And on Saturday night, we're going to find out." And few times he did get pissed were with Brian Ortega and Ilya Topuria. Who can blame him for that? Both those guys say all kinds of shit whenever it suits them. He's validated for getting mad at those two boneheads. Even still, Topuria said in one of his post-fight interviews that it was really hard to make an enemy out of Max Holloway. Even the biggest bad guy at featherweight is a fan of his. He a fan, as Max Holloway rightly pointed out in their face-to-face interview. Conor McGregor, DC, Volk, Habib, Gaethje, Jose Aldo, Korean Zombie, and Poirier are not only former opponents of his, and that includes DC at heavyweight. People forget, man. And Habib, totally. All have good things to say about Max. To the point, Poirier even tried to comfort Max's kids after he beat him. And Max is always saying things that make the media, fans, and his fellow fighters laugh. And even if he's not funny, we don't care because it's Max. He just has a positive or fun-loving energy most of what he says. Also, he just talks funny in general, and I think that's the CTE. So, he's just a funny guy. He's very funny. But the real reason why I have to consider Holloway for heaven is everything he's done for his home state of Hawaii, repping it in every post-fight interview, never changing his entrance theme from the Hawaiian-born Moke Boy song Hawaiian Kickboxer. Yeah, you wanna, hey, no, and I'm blessed. Hey, you wanna, I'm blessed. Using his win against the Korean Zombie to promote charities, GoFundMes, and purchases that would benefit Hawaiians who were victims of the Maui fires last year, to the point of becoming a spokesman on news channels for efforts to help Hawaiians recover in its aftermath. For that alone, Max, I think, gets a one-way ticket to heaven, so let's decide where he's placed. Found out Saturday night. Yeah. He found out the truth, and the truth was nasty. He couldn't handle the truth. Found out Saturday night, baby. Sometimes you shouldn't find out the truth. Sometimes there are things that are best left unsaid, that are best left unfound out Saturday night. What a horrific discovery, chirpers and grinders. Definitely one of the saddest moments of the year, but honestly, for the UFC, almost every fight has just had a sad moment. So honestly, it's just throw it in the pile, Where does Max Holloway go, guys? Where does the blessed one go? He is blessed. After all, he is blessed. So, have I given a convincing argument? Yeah, it's going to be interesting for Max when he goes back up to lightweight. Could have the rematch with Poirier. He could Pinos. What the hell's a Pinot, Kingsworld? What are you talking about, Gabagool? Penis? Delicious. Rap snish knishes. That's disgusting. And none of us like it, Kingsworld. You're never entering heaven for heaven, man. Talking about penises. That's crazy, brother. Go against Patty Pimlich. Go against Fiziev. Just thinking about just some of the matchups. Michael Chandler or Oliveira. You could definitely fight Oliveira at some point. Or Conor McGregor. Shabaraski. I don't know what King's World is talking about, bro. What are you talking about? Are you talking about jalapenos? What are we talking about here? Shabaraski Braza. Oslin Fanusk. Are these actual fighters? Oslin Fanusk. Olsen Obsessed. All right, this man's saying gobbledygook like he's Jay in City Life Projects channel. But wait, guys, I need to ask you, where do we put Max Holloway, my brother? Where do we place him on this list? Come on, guys, I need an answer. If not, I'll make the decision myself. My favorite fighter, 23-1, is Sharmut Fartik. Wow, that's a lot of different fighters. Didn't you say that you had gone fucking broke with your bets at some point? Are you doing all right, man? Serious question. Fartik. There's no spot like I'm looking it up, my man. I'm looking it up. Shamrock. Rock? He's definitely going up there. Okay, okay. You want to put it up? Okay. Poor Max Holloway, dude. Ioano, iliganimo. I know Mauito, I am blessed. Hey, Ioano, ilididida. I'm blessed. Hey. You gotta get Max's balls out of Islam's face. If folk makes Halloween, my brother. I hate this little guy. Little featherweight motherfucker. Come on, keep going, Max. Keep going, Max. Backward, 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 backward. Yeah. Oh, shit. Bloom. There we go. That's a good placement right there. So broke, bro. I swear, still recovering bad, big time. I'm sorry to hear that, Kings World. That sucks, man. Betting's a dangerous game. Got fired last Saturday. Jeez, man. Got effed? Oh. Thanks for asking, though. Appreciate you remembering. I try to remember these things. They call me Mystic Hank because I remember these things. But hope that the recovery eventually goes well. Hope you find a good spot where you don't have to worry as much about money as an issue. If you could like the stream just to get some more people in here to chat, that would definitely help us out. But chilling aside, I hope that you do better, King's World, and try to reach out to people, to loved ones, or try to make some new friends that can help you out. That is my advice, because you're never alone. You've always got people, whether they're online or they're in person. Like, got to go out and find them and try to make something of yourself. Okay, just letting you know, buddy. You can always hang out in here and chat with me. Anyway, so there's Max Holloway. He's up there. He's up there for sure. Let's get to the guy that everybody's been waiting for. I know you've been waiting for this guy. Give a warm introduction to good old Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Woo! Yee! Let's go. There he is, Wonderboy. 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 There he is, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Hell yeah. He's the nicest motherfucker in MMA. What else is there to say? He's cordial, sweet, and interested in talking to pretty much everybody he meets. His positive energy is pretty infectious. He was even able to make Tyron Woodley laugh and just hang out and chat with him at times during their series of 2 fights. And he and Kevin had so much respect. Kevin Holland had so much respect for each other that Kev actually allowed a deal with Wonderboy that there would be no takedowns during their fight, and even allowed himself to do a comedic advertisement with Thompson where they had a pleasant back and forth during their fight. Wonderboy told the ESPN analysts he apparently said, "I'm sorry," multiple times when he was fighting Holland. He asked Tyron Woodley, "Why you gotta be so mean, man? This guy's so mean." And I think Woodley even felt a little bad afterwards. He accepted Megan O'Leary not shaking his hand after their interview, and never had any excuses for his losses. He loves his training and YouTube partners. He loves his dogs. He's just a happy, carefree guy, except when he gets in that cage. The hints of darkness we have seen from Wonderboy have been very faint, like when he called Sage Northcutt fake for asking him about his coffee he was drinking twice, and And yeah, he's a former actor. He's a master of playing up his niceness. And when he refused to accept the fight with Michel Pereira, and I think that's understandable since he was in the twilight of his career. He dealt with opponents who beat him and hadn't made weight before. And he was taking his final couple of fights very seriously by not taking an unfair fight against Michel Pereira. I think that decision's justified, and there should be more accountability for fighters who miss the mark. This guy would probably be working for heaven as an angel or be sent down as a guardian for someone down on their luck. He's that much of a sweetheart, so he's got to be pretty damn close to those pearly gates, in my opinion. I'm back. Hey, guys, I'm back. Yes, sir. Wonder Boy. Do. Wonder Boy. He's a Wonder Man. It's like Barnacle Man. He's not a boy no more. He's a man. At the gates. Oh, I see someone's in love. All right. He's going there, brother. He's going there. Look at that fucking image of him at the top. God bless. See you at the top. Wonder Boy takes the fucking crown for niceness here. No doubt about it. Heaven he goes. Heaven he goes. Sorry, this takes a while. Starry, starry night. Blazing flames that brightly blaze. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that show your eyes of china blue. Colors changing hues. Paint the leaves and the daffodils. Paint the trees and the autumn hills. There you go. That's where Wonder Boy goes. Yes, sir. Wonder Boy is for sure making heaven. Yep. So he's in there, brother. Yo, check out Sharmut Fartik, guys. He's the triple-weight champion, UFC 2026. All right. Well, there's the shot called from King's World. We'll see what happens with that. Angel, Earth Angel, Earth Angel, please be mine. Loving you always, hold me all the time. I'm just a fool in love with you. You're an angel, the one I adore. I will always be with you forever, evermore. All right, there you go. Wonderboy Thompson there. And yeah, now it's time to go through your guys' picks for heaven. And bear with me for a second. This might take a little bit of time. But I'm going to go through what you guys have suggested. We are going to start with Yoel Romero. See you soon, boy. La candela, pop it up. La candela, go it up. La candela. La candela, pop it up. I love you, Mike. I love you, Mike. I'm big fan of you, Mike. Michael Bisping, where are you? Or as Michael Bisping would interpret, I love you, Mike. I love you, Mike. Let's fight right now. I'm a caveman. La candela, no. La candela, no. La palo. La candela. Let's see, where is this guy? Let me tell you something, small. This guy, he's in big trouble. I'm gonna put a whooping on him. I love you, Mike. It's even nice to Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping. Ooh, good songs from my mama. Dear mama, lady, Don't you know I love you, sweet baby? Don't you know I love you? Me and my mother always had fights. When there was drama, we blamed mama. Just want to show you that I understand. You are appreciated, lady. Don't you know I love you? Dear mama, you are appreciated. Dear mama. All right, now I got a good image. There we go. There we go. Now we're good. There he is, Yoel Romero. All right, guys, where are we putting Yoel Romero? Now, he is from Cuba. And doesn't Cuba practice like El Santo? And doesn't that involve like cutting the heads off of chickens? Pretty sure. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the dogs. Religion. Santeria, that's it. Santeria. That involves like taking the blood out of animals for worshiping. So I don't know if that's exactly Christian, but he seems like a very sweet dude. And he always gives good interviews and he always do a good dance. For easy lad to sing. I'm gonna get you, boy. Your ass is mine, boy. He also he has sort of boring fights. Let's be honest, guys. That's his one sin, right? Like there are times where he's supposed to have a really fun fight and show a great performance, and then he just, stands around and just eats shots and then just circles a little bit, He's underwhelmed a little bit in his fights. But that being said, he just always seems like a very pleasant guy. He said, "I loved you, Mike," when he had no reason to, And yeah, he's a sweetheart, and he started out really old in his career, and he went to the top at middleweight, so that's admirable as well. Give me some things that I'm missing about Yoel Romero. He also had that moment with Israel Adesanya where they did a fucking dance off, and he did like the backflip backwards. That was pretty fucking cool. Didn't he almost nail a fucking ring girl when he backflipped once? I think I remember that. What do you guys think? What do you think of Yoel Romero? A big Cuban champion. See you soon, boy. Hello.
He's Yoel Romero, guys. Duh.
Actually, I have to use the bathroom, so I'll be right back. Damn it! Don't you guys better have an answer by the time I get back. You hear me? Hello, I'm back. Hey guys, I'm back. All right, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going home. I'm placing Yoel Romero myself, whether you guys like it or not. He's a good guy like George St. Pierre. Has he donated to his haters though? Like, I don't know, man. He's better than DC, that's for sure. I think I'll put him down here. Yeah, it seems right. This is a good spot right here. Yeah. Oops. See you soon, boy. There we go. Seems like a apropos spot for Yoel Romero. And there you go. That's for those who demanded that I have Yoel Romero on the list. Let's go to Holly Holm next. I love the girl with magic ways, and it's true. I might as well give in. I love the girl with magic ways. Hey, hey. And when I'm with you, morning time I rise, the birds all go and harmonize. It's magic. It's magic, magic. And when the world it goes to disappear, and all the music starts to play, and I walk down the street, and everyone that I meet stops to say, hey, hey, magic ways, my friend. I love the girl with magic ways, and it's true. I might as well give in. I love the girl with magic ways. I'm going to be doing some karaoke with a good friend of mine overseas in a little bit, so that'll actually be pretty good. God damn. Where'd it go? I swear I had a screenshot of Holly Holm. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Shiza. Got a lot of images, so bear with me for a second. I got some other guys, by the way, that I'm going to include on this list. God damn. Hold on. Holly Holm is coming up. And I know you're just eagerly anticipating Holly Holm. The presence of the 44-year-old Holly Holm on this list. I just know it, guys. Do dum 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 dum. Bum bum dum 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 dum. Hank the Tank should have prepared more. Dum 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 dum. There she is. Sweet. Okay, now I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Now let me insert image. Okay. I give the people what they want, damn it. Just takes a very, 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 very long time. But I get there eventually. Like the fucking tortoise during the race. There she is, Holly Holm. America! Fuck yeah! Coming around to say the motherfucking day, yeah, terrorists your days through. Cause now you got to answer to America. Fuck yeah! All right, I know you guys respect Holly Holm. So, what do you think? What do you think? Where do I place Holly Holm, guys? Actually, let me give a little bit of an introduction to her. So she beat Ronda Rousey, was humble during the entire thing. She doesn't have a really creepy background with a PDF file in Pat Barry, and is actually a country girl, fucking preacher's daughter, without all the additional creepy baggage. When she beat Ronda Rousey, she was like, I don't know, I'm just crazy. Yeah, that funny feeling when I beat. I don't know. So like, she just has a very positive attitude, and she's kept that throughout her entire career. Now she has acted a little bit petty, let's just say, in like maybe her last years, in her last couple of years, but still, like, she's still getting the job done. Very, very nice to the folks around her. Has a great friendship with karate hottie Michelle Watterson. Those two always have funny shorts and stuff. Seems like a very positive person overall. Never gives up, never has excuses. She was surprised when she won against Ronda Rousey. So, it's something. I feel like she's just a good girl, and she's the preacher's daughter. So there's a Christian aspect of that too. Holly Holm seems like a genuine good person, but her friendship with Jones is questionable. Jesus Christ, how the hell did those two ever even become friends? Is it because of their shared Christian faith? What was going on there? Next to DC, I guess. Okay. Why didn't you guys have any comments about Yoel Romero? Come on, guys. You guys is a total sweetheart, and he was worth talking about. And I got fucking crickets from the peanut gallery. What's going on here, guys? I guess I got to play to the crowd more. All right, there you go. Put her next to DC just because she's nice. She's not Roxanne Modafferi nice, but she's nice. All right, that's better. That's a good spot to place her. Been rumors they've slept together. What? Are you kidding me? Why would she sleep with the gay man? And don't you think that relationship would end pretty sourly? I mean, come on. She's a real Christian. He's a fake Christian. Let's talk about that, guys. They must have met through like a church or something, talking about God and their fake devotion towards him. That's crazy that she had an affair with the guy who dresses up like this and touches his male mistress's balls and tries to harass a trans person. Like, come on, man. Yeah, that's interesting. Dude acts like a woman more than a man. I don't know about that because he likes the men's. I know, it's so weird. You just said it. Yeah, because it's true. Like, was Holly Holm one of those homeless people that he was looking for on the street when he was driving around in New York City? Got to ask these questions, man. Is John Jones Holly Holm's pimp or her number one customer? It is to be asked. I'm going straight to hell for this stream alone, and P Diddy's stream as well. So I might as well ask these important questions while I'm still alive before the devil takes me under. And then I'll be like Saddam Hussein in the South Park movie. What's wrong, Benny? Come on. Don't you want to get a little kinky with me, Satan? Oh, I don't know, Saddam. You've gone too far this time. Come on. Who's my baby? I'm your little buddy. That's right, buddy. Now get out those whips and chains. Come on, let's shake things up. Anyway. I could do, but I can change. I know I've been a dirty little bastard. I like to kill, I like to mean, but that's okay because I can change. Anyway, let's do Charles Oliveira, brother. Charles Oliveira. The champion has a name. Charles Oliveira, brother. Na 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 da 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 na 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 na. Where are you? Charles Oliveira, brother. Champion has a name, my brother. Charles Oliveira. Yeah, that's a good image of Charles. Charlie Olives. Man, I hope he smashes Chandler, dude. No Diddy. I hope he emasculates him. No Diddy. He's that backpack, rear naked choke. Easy work. Chandler's a fucking creep, dude. You want to talk about fake Christians? That dude has a fucking Reaganite agenda regarding race and fucking society and politics. Cucked out to his wife, to his future wife for like 4 fucking years, was like stalking her. And then in order to concede to the relationship, he has to basically go with what she's saying regarding the adoption process. And then whenever he talks about him, it's just so fucking creepy, dude. There's an agenda beneath all the charity work of Michael Chandler. Anyway, oops, sorry. Wrong image. Hey, no chill. DJ Aiden. Yo, what's up, Hank the Tank? How's it going, Hank the Tank? Who doesn't pick up the homeless at 3 a.m. for talks in their car in a dark alley? I did it the other day. You know, it's a very regular occurrence for me. I think we all do it every once in a while. Hey, girl, DJ Aiden. What's it? Aiden should go to heaven. I mean, he is a leper. He looks like a leper for sure. So he's definitely worthy of Jesus saving him, since he counts as a leper. Chandler is not going to heaven. He is not. He's going to limbo. I think limbo's a fitting punishment for him. My mom's sending me some good music. Yes, sir. He probably has no idea I'm streaming right now, to be honest. Let's go down. Town Charlie Brown. There we go. That's good. Oh, Jesus. Did I just do a Rigo lick of the lips? Holy fuck. My apologies, guys. I'm not a fucking freak like Rigo is. Oh, come on. Dude, load for Oliveira, dude. Okay, that's better. There we go. Got it. Phew, that was a close one. No, don't fucking. Oh, well. Charles Oliveira, brother. Champion has a knee, my brother. What would you recommend as a fighter to include on this list? No chill. I got some good ones already. If you want me to go through the list with you, I can. Bum bum dum 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 doo doo bum 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 bum. Yeah, it's weird because I got the fucking mat with his fingers too. God damn it. Crop your booty. Crop your booty. There we go. Charles Oliveira. Where do we place good old Charles de Bronx? He has a pretty inspiring story, I'll give him that. Nut dip. Don't forget John Jones. He's a saint. Yeah. Including doing a lot of nut dipping in EPO for low testosterone balls the size of fucking raisins. So there you go. He's a saint in his family's eyes, that's for sure. I mean, they have to consider him a saint, or else you know what is going to happen, right? Nut dip. His wife has to give him all the praise and adulation in the world. Shut up, no chill. DJ Aiden, man, what is going on? DJ Aiden, DJ Aiden, he's cool, man. He's cool, Hank the Tank. He's always asking to show up on my streams. He's always FaceTiming me out of nowhere, telling me creepy things that I have to hide from the world. Pulling a fucking Andrew B, asking if I'll marry him. DJ Aiden, man. He is the most loyal, no chill MMA fan there is, my brother. DJ Aiden is, I'd put him in limbo, to be honest. I think because, he's got a little bit of, he's got a little bit strangeness upstairs. Like, I think he probably is validated or justified for a lot of what he does, much like Andrew B is. But unfortunately, he also just seems like a stalker. He seems like a hockey from home type, where he just won't leave people alone. I don't know how much of that is just what he got genetically, and how much is that just being selfish or weirdo. So I don't think DJ Aiden has a spot up here. But what do you guys think of Charles Oliveira, man? Why do you think Charles Oliveira, of all people, deserves a spot in heaven? Is it because of good deeds? What he's done? Why does he deserve a spot? Tell me why. Do you want it this way? I can run down why I like Charles Oliveira. He was stricken with terrible disease as a child. They expected him to die or like at least never have a normal life again. Then he went from that to joining the UFC, being perfectly healthy, and then went down to featherweight, had a bad time there, and then actually went to his natural weight class and got better as an athlete. And seems like a very inspiring story, and a lot of people love him, and he makes great comments during the press conference as well. He just seems like a good guy overall, but I don't know if that's exactly translated to very selfless deeds, to be honest. Hockey from home, the person in everyone's chats, yes. She laughs it off, but then she's going to break into people's houses. She's talked about it before, and that's why Isha always shouts out St. Paul Steels, because she's keeping that deranged lunatic away from his domicile, and he will not be harassed, bitch. Do you think War Machine gets a spot? He had a rough life, nut dip, okay? He had a really terrible childhood. He didn't get to grow up with a father, okay? So, therefore, everything he does is justified, and he deserves to be in heaven. Trust. I think he also said he was a Christian one, so trust. Yoel level, okay. War Machine went to hell last week. Yeah, that's right. Oh, goodness. Yep. So, how much do you blame on the downs and how much do you blame on the person? It is to be or not to be downs. That is the question. Just Oliveira, brother. All right, let's put good old Charlie Olives. Let's put him down by Yoel Romero's level, so that means he is right here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lucas Tracy, Lucas Glazier. Does he deserve to be in heaven or not? He's a very strange person. But at the same time, he's given us a lot of joy. And always been like, yeah, oh, yeah. So he's a very likable chap, you know? And also, he's run by UFC money, so that's a bit weird. Then again, maybe he just doesn't like live streaming, and I don't blame him. Live streaming can suck an egg. But there's Charlie Olives down there, and let's get to one of the picks that I had before, but did not have it on the sides of the screen. I got two more people that I want to mention. Two more very important people that I want to mention. Everyone's on the ragged stairs to heaven, going towards that extraordinary place. Fall along the way. Somewhere, somehow, everyone gets to be seen. We got good old Stipe. OH! OH! World champ. And I hit him with a big shot, and then I went back, and then I got him with a body shot. That was it. I'm gonna wait for John Jones for the rest of my career. And it was really hard not waiting for John Jones after that injury. I didn't tell you, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Fuck ass now. I'm considering Stipe here because he is a firefighter, so he has saved countless lives and basically protected people whose houses have burned down and all sorts of other natural disasters. He's been around during big wildfires. Dude's a good guy, and he's a very reliable member of the fire department, still a firefighter to this day. You know, he's 42 years old. Isn't he 42? I think he's 42. Still doing the damn thing. Tough as hell. Great athlete. Very humble during press conferences. Never had a bad word to say about DC or Francis Ngannou. Again, for both guys' entire rivalry, especially with Ngannou just pushing his buttons and saying it was going to be inevitable. I'm inevitable that he would beat Stipe, and then Stipe was just humble the whole time, be like, well, I've always been the underdog, so how's that different now? I'm going to beat him as the underdog. Well, we're going to see what happens. If he says that he's got the punch of a Ford Escort, that's okay. We'll try to dodge it. And then he just took Francis down a bunch of times and beat his ass. And then the one thing Stipe did that was a bit self-serving was that he made his coach wrap the belt around him instead of Dana. But then again, Dana's a scumbag that he likes to call everybody. He's a self-serving scumbag. And he was clearly favoring Francis over Stipe and singing his praises. And then Stipe beat his guy, and Dana didn't deserve to wrap a belt around him after how much he was glazing Francis Ngannou, just like he's glazing John Jones now. You know what I'm saying? So Stipe beat someone who was a hyped up prospect that was getting so much more recognition over him. He is the heavyweight goat still. Tom Aspinall is going to be that soon, but still, he just seems like a hard working guy who has a great life outside of MMA, loves his kids, loves his family, never said a bad word about his opponents, even fucking John Jones. And I know that's tough. Um, One thing I will knock him for is that he is waiting for the Jones fight way too fucking long, which is ridiculous. He should just give the title shot to Aspinall already since he knows that he's going to fucking lose. Jones is going to fucking dominate him. So it's just a waste of a final fight, and he's washed, and he's still in a title fight, which is fucking ridiculous. And he was doing all sorts of politicking during the Ngannou age and in the Jones era too. So I don't know. He's it's weird with Stipe. Where do you think I should place Stipe Miocic? Stipe's getting the belt back. What do you think, guys? God damn, mom's sending me music. I think, God, comparing him to what competition? I think honestly, he deserves a spot right by GSP. I think similarly, he's a great ambassador for the sport, just a solid dude. Um, Firefighter, which I greatly respect, public servant, you know, never been an asshole. Feel like he fits in that middle range. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think? Where do I place Stipe Miocic? Yeah, agree. All right, good. Listen, if you don't want to stay here too long, hey girl, you can always leave. I don't blame you. If you're getting tired, it's okay. But I do appreciate that you're here. And I'm gonna have two more choices, and then I'm heading out. So give me a second here, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Everyone's on the ragged stairs to heaven, going towards the extraordinary place. Oops. Ah, no! I just pulled the curtain back. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I want to thank my Lord Savior, Jesus Christ. There we go. Nice. There we go. Agreed. Good shit. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys agree with my pick. There we go. And then I got one last spot, guys. I mean, you guys can give me some additional picks if you want, but I think this is going to be my last one. I'm sad this guy's gone. I really am, guys. He's one of those figures that is not going to heaven. I think he's in heaven right now. 1 second. Wait, hold on. Give me a second. Got to have the more clear version. There he is. It's Rumble Johnson. Anthony Rumble Johnson. Very kind dude. Again, sort of like Stipe, never said a bad thing towards his opponents. Always very humble. Protected dogs, so he'd be protecting old Hammer for Mark Coleman. Always just a nice guy to hang around with. Went out of his way to talk to people. Never had a guy who said there was a downside to him. There was a time that people actually accused this guy of mistreating his animals when he was literally saving dogs from owners who were mistreating their pets, which is just fucking ridiculous. And yeah, when he called out DC, it might legitimately be the nicest call out I've ever seen in my life. Loves his family, loved his mama, was always there for people who needed help. Like people would just call Rumble up and he'd just be there for people who needed him, including a lot of Make-A-Wish kids, a lot of kids who wanted to see Rampage Jackson before they went. And he would just show up for charities and kids with cancer and like just make their days better. Just seemed like a public servant outside of fighting. strong as hell, powerful as hell. Really fun to watch in the cage, and outside of the cage, he was just as great a person. Um, Seemed like a fucking saint to me, closest to a saint as anybody. And it's really sad that he passed away. He literally, like a day before he died, he went to somebody's house to like reconcile them when they were dealing with the loss themselves. So to me, Rampage is a fucking saint. I mean, Rumble is a fucking saint. Sorry, I got Rampage and Rumble mixed up a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have Anthony Rumble Johnson in heaven. Not only that, hold on. No, 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 no. Oops. Oops. Give me 1 second, guys. Gotta love Rumble. Since he's the last guy, it's taken it the longest time to put him back there, but gotta do it. There he is. And then format options. There you go. Agreed. Rest in peace to Rumble Johnson. So, with that being said, guys, that's my list. That's everybody that I think goes to heaven. I spent 2 hours on stream with you guys doing the tier list. What do you guys think of this? And I got maybe 7 more minutes. What are some other ideas you got for the next Tank tier list Tuesday? Let me know. Rest in peace, Dr. Phil. For real. I think I'm proud of what I did. I think this is a really good list, and draws attention to some of the nicest people in the sport right now, which I think is what we really need, given we got guys like fucking Marab and Ilya and Bilal and Jones on top, you know? Does Manel Cap get a spot for his views of gay people? He's definitely doing the Lord's bidding, for sure. Or at least his own version. Great stream. Thank you very much, Hey Girl. I'm glad that somebody likes the tier list. Do fighters who will go to hell. I already did that with the P. Diddy list. I had a hell section, but I could do certain fights that are memorable. I could do certain, screw jobs in MMA or weird business decisions that went horribly wrong. Biggest business failures in MMA history. Promoters in MMA from sleaziest to most honest. Best eras of MMA. Best company MMA companies ranked from worst to best. Nastiest cuts. Nastiest injuries in MMA. We did that tier list last week, Nut Dip. Those are good ideas. Well, let me know which one sticks out to you the most. I actually sort of like best, most memorable injuries. Worst injuries in a fight. Yeah, I mean, it actually seems pretty apropos given what happened to Robert Whitaker against Hamzat Chimaev. Worst injuries in a fight. I think that one works. I think that's a good one. It's not for the faint of heart, and I can already see the thumbnail. Like I think I'd do like a parody of like Weird Al's like a surgeon, you know? It's a heart like just juggling it back and forth in my hands, taking fighters' X-rays. Oh shit, how'd that get in there? You know? I think that's a good idea. I think worst injuries in a fight is pretty good. Not for the faint of heart once again, but hey, nothing is when you got Hank the Tank hosting Skate Tank MMA podcast. Yes, sir. All right, there we go. That's my next video idea. Thank you very much. Hey, girl. Let's fucking go, dude. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Yes, sir. Best bulges in MMA list would be fire. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. No Diddy, man. No Diddy. Stairway to heaven. That's down the line, okay? People are already posting fucking gay emojis whenever I chat in Discords just because I have takes that disagree with theirs. Especially with fucking No Chill having a political section of his Discord, which is absolutely insane. And I just happen to be maybe the only person in MMA who's leans in a different direction from the others. And so makes me an easy target. But you know what? If what I have to say is gay, let it be gay. I'll be the fucking Harvey Milk of the MMA community. So be it. And now gays go to heaven anyway, so I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if atheists go to heaven, though. That is a good question. Am I going to heaven if I'm an atheist, guys? I hope so. I sure do hope so. Best bulges. One of these days down the line. Maybe I could do best fucking biceps. Because I love Nate the Train and the UFC. Mama ain't raised no bitch, baby. Thanks again, Hank. Good night and sweet dreams, everyone. Thank you very much. Hey, girl. Yeah, I'm going to head out. Thank you guys so much for watching. And let's see. Hold on. Let me set everything up. Until we meet again, troopers and grinders, you have escaped the war zone for now. And as we wind on down the road, our shadows taller than our soul, there walks a streamer we all know who shines white light.